I see 11 so far on my side.
Okay, well, should we go and get started? It's 2:03. So, hello everyone. This is Jackie and Jenny at CMS. I'm Jackie Townley. I handle working with our vendors and new technology and different services. And Jenny, do you want to introduce yourself, Jenny, and what you do at CMS?
Hi, I'm Jenny Cook with CMS, and I cover the Southeast portion of the United States for CMS and working with our dealers.
Great, and we are excited to welcome, I should say, Darrell Gray, who is with M2M. He's been a friend to us for how many decades now, Darrell?
Did you have to go there?
Yeah, just a couple. So we are very happy to have him here. If there's any questions, please use that Q&A feature. We will keep our eye out for that, and we can kind of tackle those questions towards the end. But we'll go ahead and get started. Darrell, he obviously works with M2M. CMS is a resell for those services. And he's just going to provide a brief overview today of what those services are and answer any questions. So Darrell, if you don't mind, for those on the call who are not overly familiar with M2M, could you provide a brief history of M2M, kind of where they're based out of, and kind of what the global footprint is of M2M?
Okay, great. M2M is a European company based in Bulgaria. They've been in business for 15 plus years, basically building very cost-effective communication equipment. And I have been with M2M now for 2 years in November. As you can see by my map here, M2M is currently installed in 30 plus countries with 300,000 plus devices. And it's a great company. The product works really, really well.
Great. Well, that's it. And we will be an advocate for that as well. I know that our tech support really likes M2M because it just works. It's just very reliable and very stable. So hence why we're on this webinar today. But if I'm a dealer, security dealer, what can I do to future-proof my business now? And then what makes M2M any different than any other communicator on the market, would you say?
Okay, great. Well, as you guys well know, there is an upcoming sunset. And here is a brief slide showing that at the end of December 2022, the 3G, 4G CDMA modules will go sunset. And like 2 to 3 years ago, whenever you were putting up with the 2G, 3G, it's going to create issues for a lot of dealers out there. You've only got a little less than 2 years to replace that equipment and to start making your changes. So, but fortunately with M2M, we have a future-proof technology alternative that is guaranteed to last for at least 10 plus years. And that's the LTE category M1, which is the newest, the latest and greatest of the LTE or long-term evolution products. So what sets us apart is the category M1, which is new. Category M1 is designed primarily for the Internet of Things. It will never handle high-speed voice and communication. It's dedicated to the internet and connectivity. And by doing that, if you ever do have a downtime, it's very, very minimal. It's dedicated to the Internet of Things. So basically, device talks to device. And it's already pretty much installed across the country. AT&T and Verizon both already have the network set up, and it's pretty much national coverage.
Now, Darrell, you mentioned, on the slide here, you see key dates for the sunset And I know, we've talked at length about, the sunset, because we always, I think in our mind, we always think of the key dates being, oh, I have until that date. But in reality, you kind of talk about it as a true sunset. So it fades out. It's not a drop dead. You have until those dates to use that, correct?
That is correct. I mean, sunsetting means an attenuation of daylight. So as we move toward these dates, some dealers are already now are being affected by the sunset. There's less and less towers every day. They're using them for the new 5G networks. So some people may have a little longer than others, but keep in mind that sunsetting does mean that it's currently happening. Every day you start with a fresh new day, but every day it gets later and later towards sunset. So don't let the sun go down on you.
So about, compatibility wise, that everybody's going to be going out and dealing with the sunset issue. Let's talk about the compatibility and what the M2M works with.
Okay, so if you can see my slide there, currently the thing that sets us apart, and this is our workhorse, this is the MN02 LTE-M, and it's a very small little device. It's about 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches and 1 inch deep. It does not require additional power supply. It comes with an antenna that can be mounted outside of the box. And here's the neat feature about this. Every one of our devices have dual SIM chips, with the exception, even this LTE-M has 2 chips in it, but they are factory sealed, and the original one was put in there that basically the T-Mobile, which did not move forward with an LTE category M. So now we have 2 variants of this product, the LTE-M and then -AV, which is AT&T and Verizon. And you get compatibility on both networks there. In the event that AT&T were to drop this, the device would simply start looking for a Verizon tower to ping off of. So it's a great little product. It's bulletproof. And it's a great takeover module and great replacement for POTS and a 3G CDMA.
So it's kind of like a built-in redundancy then.
Absolutely, built-in redundancy with dual SIMs, and it's a great product. It has an end-user application that allows you to connect on a smartphone, and it also has an installer's app that can be used when installing at the panel.
Can you talk a little bit more about that app, Darrell?
Yeah, absolutely. It currently works with any device. If you guys see over there, dial capture interface, it supports Contact ID, SIA, and Pulse 4+2, and works with just about anything out there in the marketplace that has tip and ring. So we can generally make it work. Compatibility with just about anything in the market. We have added recently the capability of being able to do a key bus integration with DSC and Honeywell, and Interlogic's NX products is very short. We will have that ready here probably within the next month or so. So that'll give you even more control via the smartphone app, with the end user having the ability to remotely arm and disarm and control the device from just about anywhere where they can get connectivity.
That's great. So out of all of M2M products, which would you say is the most in demand right now?
This, of course, is the MN02. It's the workhorse. It's primarily set up for the residential market. So most dealers could be using this right now to find a solution to that sunset issue.
And I know,
Go ahead, Jenny. Sorry, go ahead.
I know when this device first came out, it really was primarily a communicator, but now there's definitely some features of interactive services, correct?
Correct. Interactive, but let's be 100% visible on the interactive. This device has the ability to arm and disarm remotely, be able to, you know, pretty much control the panel from wherever you are. When you say interactive, that's what we mean by interactive. It does not do door locks and thermostats and those kinds of things, even though it could be integrated with other products out there that allow you to do that. Basically, this is just the ability to arm and disarm and bring that device up to a current, the panel that's out there in the market, bring it up to a current level and bypass the 3G, 4G sunset.
Yeah. And that's great. That's, you know, really what a lot of people want too, is just the ability to be able to do that, especially if they're coming from older panels that are even on a phone line, for instance. You know, it's just kind of bringing that up. So
so actually, Jenny, we have a question that is regarding compatibility, and it's, does this work with Interlogic's Concord 4, Simon XT, or UltraSync?
I heard Concord 4. What else?
Simon XT and UltraSync.
UltraSync it does not work with, but Concord 4 and Simon XT absolutely. And
for that dealer asking that question, I can follow up with you. As you know, UltraSync is a dead horse. I do know they're currently supporting the existing accounts, but obviously you're wanting to change out that radio. So that's the answer for that, unfortunately. But any other questions, please feel free to keep them coming in the chat.
I actually want to break in here. I just recalled we did have a dealer out there testing the UltraSync with the MN02. And he was able to make it work. But that is the only person I know that has tried the UltraSync. The XT and the Concord 4, guys, great history with this. I was the Interlogic's rep for 20 years. So
I was gonna say, you know everything. You know where the bodies are buried.
I have been around the product all the way back to ITI. And yes, it works extremely well with Concord 4, Concord Express, the Simon XT. The only issue with the UltraSync, and that's a fairly brand new product, even though it's gone the way of the Dodo at this point, along with the company, it had its own radio. So the programming was a little bit different. And but I know that we can make it work, but do you want to spend a tremendous amount of time trying to make that happen? So this product is designed for a 10-minute install. Once you've figured out how to install it, how to program it, the installs, I hear from dealers every day, 10 minutes and they're in and out, and it works like a Timex watch.
I know
So,
Peter can vouch to that on our end. It's all the people that we work with so far with M2M love the product, and the techs love it because it's an easy install and it's reliable. I know Peter would vouch for that.
Yeah, no, and that is a huge thing for tech support, is because if it's a difficult product or there's challenges for techs to get it online, that means more phone calls for our tech support, which makes our dealers less happy when they have to wait longer. So this is a great product. I know our tech support team really does like it because it just works. It's very reliable and just very, very standard. So that's good. So with regards to, we know M2M, we know the offering. If I'm a dealer, how do I go about obtaining M2M radio? Where can you direct me with regards to distribution?
We are currently in several large distribution outlets across the Southeast and nationally. Annixter Systems Distributors Inc. out of Norcross, Georgia, SS&SI out of Sanford, Florida, and we're currently working on a few more. Also, if you're out there in the Mississippi, Alabama area, Electronic Supply also carries the product. So did that answer your question, Jackie?
Yes, it did. And for anyone on the call that's looking for an intro to those distributors, we have a relationship with all of them, pretty decent relationship. So I'm happy to provide that intro at any time. So just let me know. And Jenny, I know you've come across, obviously your new business, you're always out there trying to get new dealers onboarded with us. I don't know if you want to talk about confusion that maybe you've run across in your past.
Yeah, actually talking about distribution, it's interesting because I know with M2M kind of approached the central stations with selling this monitor, and one thing at CMS, or this cell device, and one thing at CMS is we really work with the wholesale monitoring and strictly doing that. We don't sell any of the product, and that's why we work with the different distributors. One thing that I've come across, Darrell, is some people seem to be confused because this product has been kind of sold to central stations, and they make it their proprietary product. So they kind of talk about it as only being compatible with their central station, and they may not even know the M2M name of the product. Typically, when people ask me, they mention that there's a proprietary cell product for a central station. And my immediate first question is it little and is it red? And if it's so, they might not even be realizing that they're already using this M2M product. The central station just called it something different. So I wanted everybody to know that that we can monitor this product, and they may just not even realize that it's called M2M because the central station has kind of called it their own product. So there's no compatibility issue with moving anything from central station using the M2M product, even if you didn't realize it was called M2M. If it's
Right.
little and it's red and it works like a charm, it's probably M2M.
Great. So, are you guys seeing the communicators or the product portfolio sheet here?
Yeah, we have it on there. Yep.
Great. I want to go through that a little bit real quickly so you guys and people on the phone can understand how to order, what to order, that kind of thing. So going up on the top left-hand side, you can see my cursor hopefully hovering over the MN02-LTE-M. This is the category M1 product that is AT&T only. Then the one right next to it is the AT&T and Verizon with the suffix -AV for AT&T and Verizon. The MQ03 LTE is, you can do, I want to back up here real quickly. These two devices you can do uploading and downloading remotely, but you need to add a ringer module to it, whereas the MQ03 LTE here has the ringer module built in. So it's a bit more cost effective to do this because you're doing one install. But if you've got devices out there and a person or a individual that may be having a problem remembering access codes and that kind of thing, and you want to keep from having to roll trucks all the time, you could add the ringer module here that would allow those devices to talk with you remotely. The MQ03 has that built in. Now the MQ03 with the LAN is a dual path. It communicates both on the AT&T and T-Mobile network, and if you'll notice, it has a plug for an RJ45, so you can get LAN and you can get cellular, both AT&T and T-Mobile. And the newest device that we have in our product line, which is selling extremely well, works extremely well, is the new MQ03 LTE Fire. And it is UL 864 commercial approved. It works on the AT&T and T-Mobile network. And I just want to take you guys through this here real quick. The top line here is your UL listings. And then the cellular here, communications on which ones they work with, and then the interfaces. It also tells you the digital inputs and output numbers, key buses. If there's a key bus integration, it lets you know which ones will handle that, so forth and so on. And then down at the bottom of the page, we have a website, the M2Mcommunicators.com website is where you can go as a dealer and get all of the programming manuals, all of the install manuals, and you can contact our support either via the 800 number or a email address that's there, and a box for you to do it right over line. And our support group works Monday through Friday, East Coast time, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. And they're tremendously responsive. You can ask the guys at CMS. Our support group is second to none out there. So I've covered that one. That's the main thing I want you guys to get. We have a tremendously large portfolio of products. That 5 may take you all of 15 minutes to read and understand. So it's a great product line, guys. Use it. You'll find it's the most cost-effective product for upgrading your sunsetting and vanishing pots lines and your aging equipment. So it's a great product line.
Yeah, that's great to hear. And what about branding? If I'm a dealer, is there anything that M2M works with regards to my company?
I'm sorry?
If I'm an alarm company, is there anything with regards to branding, like any branding that's done?
Well, I wanted to get into the next slide here, which is a screen print basically of what our the landing page would look like for the end user application that's available at the iOS or Android stores. You can pick it up at Google Play or at the App Store. It's free. And you basically have the ability to arm and disarm, away and stay, so forth and so on. You can label particular zones. You can see whether the device is ready to arm or there's an issue. And it can be co-branded by the dealer to show up as his application and has his contact information there. Gives you 12 months of history, and you get full interactive capability from the standpoint of being able to see what's going on, also get real-time push notification, email, that kind of thing. And you can arm and disarm remotely from anywhere where you've got capability to connect.
That's great. I think a lot of our dealers really appreciate that. That is really wonderful. And then for anyone on the call with regards to the pricing, of course, the actual device, you would be able to go through local distributor to purchase that. And then of course, CMS, we resell them monthly. So just contact your local BDSR or myself, and we can make sure we get you the pricing. It's incredibly competitive, very competitive actually, compared, to other communicators out there. So pricing wise, looks real good, but then secondarily, it actually works. So that is kind of, what more can you ask, right, Darrell? Okay, go ahead, Darrell. Last slide here. I know that we're getting a little close to 2:30, so this has been really, really great.
Yeah, thank you. And I'll end it off right here. Basically, the M2Mcommunicators.com site is on the left-hand side. Whenever you get there, you will see all of the different panels that we currently work with. You'll see the MQ03 and the MN02. And then we've recently added a new website. It's called M2MDealers.com. If you are a CMS dealer, which you probably are if you're on this call, you will go there to the M2M Dealers, sign up as a new user, and once you are approved, you will get an automated email back from the M2MDealers.com portal stating that you have here a temporary user